believe it, guys. I might need to once again fix my sleeping pattern. I've been getting used to waking up in the morning every day. Today, 1 p.m. It is now 2:30 in the afternoon. This is not good. I should not be getting back to old habits. Life was good to wake up in the morning. I felt more energetic. Anyway, today I'm off to the cinema to see Avatar. So I've seen Avatar, but on a computer screen when I was a teenager. I never saw it in the cinema. And people always talked about its groundbreaking effects, its 3D effects, its visuals. When it came out, for its time, it was groundbreaking. It was a game changer for cinema. I never saw it in cinemas. So yeah, I didn't hear about how good it was until like years after it came out. Yeah, it made so much money and I never saw it in the cinema, but since Avatar 2 is releasing very soon, they are re-releasing this one for 2 weeks. Well, it's almost been that 2 weeks. But today I am watching it in IMAX 3D, and IMAX I don't think was a thing when it came out, so new experience. Anyway, I want to see it in IMAX, and maybe another day if it's still in cinemas, I'll see it in 4DX, but if not, that's fine. But I'm seeing an IMAX 3D, I'm looking forward to that. I know the movie. I think it's good. It's a good movie. I don't think it's great, but I think it's good. Storyline is fine. But yeah, I need to see these visuals that people are blabbering on about. I need to see it. Before that, though, I'm seeing The Woman King. The Woman King is a movie I wasn't initially interested in seeing, but I've seen some good reviews and feedback of it. So I thought, you know what? I'm intrigued. Let's go and see it. This is annoying because I always believe that you should make your own mind up. You shouldn't be swayed by reviewers. But here I am watching a movie because reviewers told me that it's good. But yeah, I guess like negatively though, when I see a bad review, I never listen to that. So maybe that's still a good thing. I'm listening to positive ones. But anyway, The Woman King apparently is pretty good. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm watching that first, and then Avatar. And it's raining. It's raining. Oh, you can't even see. It's raining. It's raining. I need to get a haircut. But the thing is, can I get a haircut in time? Because today there's a train strike, right? That's a problem, right? There's a train strike for the London Overground, not the Underground, but the Underground is not near me. I need to get to the cinema. Where I live and where the cinema is, there's no Underground, so that doesn't matter to me at the moment. Overground is a strike, so that's all closed. So either got to take a bus, which would take over an hour. Basically, it's going to be packed because the trains are on strike, so people are going to be on it anyway. It's 2:30, which means soon it's school finishing time, so there's that. And trust me, being on public transport, especially buses at school finishing time, it's not somewhere you want to be. It's chaos. So I either do that or I just get a taxi. But a taxi is I'm trying to budget at the moment because I need to save up for holidays next year, because I'm going on a few big ones. And getting a taxi isn't on the brand of saving money. So, I don't know. So, it's 2:30. 4:15 is the movie. Can I get my hair cut in time? It's just down the road. I don't know. Because if I can't, then I have to get a taxi. Recently in the UK, energy bills are going up massively for certain reasons. Electricity is part of that, obviously, which I pay for. It was on £65 credits on the 30th. Yeah, it is now on 48 already. £50 used to last a month of electricity. Electricity, £50, 1 month, fine. Now it lasts 2 weeks. It lasts, even like a few weeks ago, it lasted 3 weeks. Like, I can't be arsed, guys. Yeah, I also need to call my phone network. Basically, right, I'm going to America next year, and I bought tickets to 3 events. One is completely fine. That's the main one I want to go to. But I thought while I'm there, I want to experience a couple of American sports. So I bought tickets to one sport and another sport. You know, there's big sports in America. You can just guess, right? You can guess what it is. But there's 2 sports in America that I'm interested in seeing. I thought I'd buy a ticket for each one, and they both play in the same arena. So I'm just like, oh, that's cool. There's 2 different teams, 2 different sports, same arena. Perfect. My hotel's near there. Fine. So I thought I'd do that. And I bought tickets for the wrong dates because I realized the days I wanted off, I was not allowed to have off because of certain reasons at work. So I had to book a week earlier, but I booked games for the week later. So I had to try and get like refunds and everything. One of the sports was through Ticketmaster, they wouldn't refund me. So I have to find a way to sell it. And I bought another one for the previous week. And as for the other sport, which was through AXS, they offered me an exchange. You can have a different game the week before. As long as it's the same arena, you can have the same seat and everything. I'm just like, yes, let's do it. And they're like, we couldn't charge your card because your PayPal's no longer connected. I'm just like, why is it no longer connected? Anyway, I couldn't add my card to my AXS account because I didn't have a US bank account. So I'm just like, how do I do this? So they said, call us. I'm just like, yeah, okay. I called them. I was on hold for half an hour. Then I hung up because I'm just like, it's too late in the night. I need to go to bed. And I wake up and my phone charges are £77 for half an hour on hold. So my phone network has cut off my 4G and my calls and my texts, apart from obviously iMessage. So I've got to now call my phone network to to make the payment and get my things back. Oh my days. So you know what, let's skip on the haircut. Okay, that was weird. First of all, a bot did it all. I called it and it was a bot and it processed my payment and everything. I'm just like, they're taking over. So weird though, like I don't have to pay the charges for the US call until the next contract month. I have to pay instead the latest bill, my normal bill, which is a lot less than £77, even though they're taking that payment in 5 days anyway, but they want that bill paid from last month immediately. Then I get my services back, but the charges from the US call are still there that I got to pay anyway next month. What's the point of cancelling it then? I'm so like I got charged a bit extra for using my 4G in Qatar as well when I came back from Australia. They didn't block my data. They just said, you got to pay this next month. Why have I... Because I made a call to the US. I don't have to pay that fee now, but I got to pay my previous month's contract to... All of that stress was for $1.50. $1.50 extra for the new ticket. All of that for one little payment to a ticket company. Ridiculous. And guess what I found out as I walked to the cinema? I mean, I didn't find it just now, but I found it out. Because I made the payment now, I got my ticket. Turns out that the only reason I couldn't add my card was because I was on my phone and it didn't show the option. But on PC, you have the option to add a UK card. So if I had just gone on the website, I would have avoided a lot of stress, a lot of email stress, and the charges on my phone. At least I got my data back. Taken a big L, clearly. But all I need is my payday at the end of the month and I'll be fine again. But yeah, I messed up. I messed up pretty badly. Anyway, I'm almost at the cinema. It is raining. I'm wearing my Hawthorne, sorry. My Tasmania cap. Oh, Tasmania. Tamar River Cruises, Launceston. I believe autumn is here. And so is Cineworld. It would be quiet, but I don't see anyone that's not a worker. Booked these tickets, there were some seats filled, like 10 seats for Women King and like about the same for Avatar. But yeah, it's so quiet. When Black Panther 2 comes out, it's going to be packed here, I'm sure. I'm going to come here. I've already put my ticket for the Sunday on the 13th. I look forward to it. But Black Adam's coming out as well. I'm excited for that one. So, The Woman King, it's based on a true story. It takes place during the European slave trade in the 1800s. It's based around two African nations, Oyo clan and Mahome. The focus on Mahome, so these two nations are at war. Obviously there's Europeans involved with, selling slaves and everything, and they actually address that. It's not just one-sided where Africans are the good side and white people are the bad side. It's like, it doesn't play two sides, but it kind of like addresses the fact that they did sell slaves. Like they sold prisoners of war to the Europeans as slaves. They do actually address that, and they address the problems with that. Like some characters do not agree with it, other characters say this is how we thrive, how we make money. But yeah, they actually address the fact that they sold slaves to Europeans as well. I was like, in a way, a two-sided thing. But yeah, it's a very serious movie, obviously, very sad, very deep, but really well told story. Viola Davis is incredible. She was a great performance. Great performances from other people as well. So many good actress performances in this. They did well. Like, it focuses on the female tribe. So like, there's a king who's a man, But they got like the Mahome clan have got a specific female warrior army. They got male army as well, but like they got like a division where it's just females, and they got a fierce, unique way of fighting. And yeah, it focuses around that. The main character is a young girl who's just joined this army, and how she's progressing, and how she's a bit too arrogant, how she's being taught to be better. And Viola Davis is like the big general who's you know, teaching these things. And yeah, like that's as much as I can say without spoiling it. It's not the best explanation, but it's a good movie. It's kind of sad as well because it's based on true events, and like the real life events will be even more brutal. But yeah, there were some scenes that were uncomfortable to watch. They even like addressed, like there was a young girl trying to be forced into marriage as well, so they had a scene about that as well. So yeah, there's a lot in it. A lot of things actually happened and worse in real life, but there's some uncomfortable scenes as well, some things that really make you feel uncomfortable in your seat that are hard to watch. But yeah, overall a very good movie. So yeah, this is how you tell a story, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, Avatar's next. Got a bit of waiting time, so yeah, I'm going to head outside for a bit. Thought I would get some fresh air. There's still 30 minutes to the movie. I got my rating, 9 out of 10. It's just left their bicycle here. There's no one around. Like, he's got, whoever it is, they've got a lot of trust in people to just leave their bike here. Like, anyone can just come and take it. And apparently no one's, maybe it's a trap. Could be a trap. I swear this cab is too small for me. Like, it's not wide enough. As I come inside, it's too windy. It was literally summer last month. Now it's getting colder. It's only going to get worse as well. It's going to start getting darker like 3 in the afternoon. Not looking forward to that. Although I don't mind snow, just like for a couple of days. But then what happens is it turns into ice, and then it gets slippery on the roads. So that's not fun. But yeah, it's going to be freezing until February. Not looking forward to this. Avatar had actually a preview to Avatar 2 at the end of it, in the middle of the credits, so that was interesting. I'm going to get home first and then talk about Avatar, but yeah, it's quite an interesting thing. At the end of the movie, I tried to turn on my phone. I turned on my phone. I mean, it was on silent anyway, but like I put 4G on, wasn't working. I got a text, interesting text saying, until you pay the US, the charges for the US, we've stopped your contract allowances again. I'm just like, you asked me to pay you last month's allowance so I could use it again. Now you asked me to pay me the other thing. You told me first that the other bill would be added on to my next bill. Now you're telling me you're stopping it again, so I have to pay it. Like, what's going on? Thoughts on the story haven't really changed. It's definitely a good refresher because there's a lot of scenes that I forgot. I still remember like the main parts of the story, and some of the battles. And definitely a lot of the action, but like there's a lot I don't remember, so like it was a good refresher. But I still remember the whole story, and the story is still like, it's still fine, it's good, it works for what the movie is. I do love fantasy, different types of fantasy like superheroes or Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings. I love fantasy type things, so Avatar's another one of those things. It's different obviously, but I like all sorts of fantasy, so yeah, it was very enjoyable, and yeah, the story was fine though. The story wasn't like something amazing, but it was nice. But yeah, as for the visuals, yeah, it is good looking. The 3D effects are good, although I feel like if I saw this in 09, I think it was 09 or something, it came out a while ago. When it first came out, if I saw it back then, I think I would have loved it, because it would have been groundbreaking at the time, and it was at the time groundbreaking in terms of the effects and everything and how good it looked. But now, since then, since that's come out, we have seen so many movies, so many studios with some great visuals, you know, so it's not going to mesmerize you as much as it would back then. And on top of that, I have seen the movie. On a computer, sure, but I have seen the movie. So, but if I had seen this for the first time ever in a cinema back then, I think I would have loved it. I would have fell in love with it, for sure. But watching it in hindsight now, it's still good. It still holds up. I'm not the biggest fan of 3D. I used to be, but 3D is just not as cool anymore. But the 3D effects were good. They were good 3D effects. But yeah, the best part for me was the visuals. The visuals look incredible. It looks beautiful. And I look forward to Avatar 2 now. But yeah, overall, like, it was a good story. And it doesn't really need sequels, but they are doing 4 of them, 4 sequels. I hope they work out, because Jim Cameron's a great director, and he's dedicated all his life since the first movie to this franchise. He has not made another one. He's not made a movie in over 12 years or something ridiculous like that. We need this to work. We need this to be worth it, because he's not been directing anything apart from this. So it better be good, because he's a great director. So hopefully he wasn't wasting himself doing this. Hopefully it was actually worth it. But yeah, visually I have full-on confidence he can make this amazing, just like the first one. But let's see what they do with the story. You know, that's got to be good as well. But yeah, it looks beautiful, and yeah, overall I think it's an 8 out of 10. But the story is just fine. The story is just fine. It's just that it looks incredible, and the fight scenes are good. I like fantasy, so yeah, it works for me. It works for me. As for Avatar 2, they showed an extra preview after credits. Well, middle credits. Like, you see the credits of Pandora, then you see that scene, and then you see the rest of the credits. So they stuck it in for this new version. There's no major plot point. It doesn't give you anything much more than the trailers do. But it's just a scene from the movie that involves new characters, young characters. They're in the sea swimming, and there's fish. Not much happens. Okay, I'm not going to tell you much more, because, you know, I don't want to spoil anything. Let's just say they're called Navi. I thought they were called Natiri, but actually that's the character name of the girl. I didn't realize that. Yeah, it's just young Navi in the ocean. It's just a seed from the movie. It looks beautiful, but it doesn't give you anything for the story. But I look forward to Avatar 2. Not like mega hyped, but I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's good. And yeah, Avatar 1, finally seeing it in the cinema at long last. If I get the chance to see it in 4DX, I might have a go, because I love 4D, and I think this would be good 4D for sure, judging by a lot of the action. Anyway, yeah, this is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.